Nick Carter from Backstreet Boys.
Shout out to Boy Band Break.
It's Chris Kirkpatrick here. Shout out to your podcast, Boy Band Break.
Everybody, this is Howie D, and I'm listening to Boy Band Break.
Hi, Ashley Parker Angel here. Huge shout out to the Boy Band Break podcast.
This is Brad from LFO, and you are listening to Boy Band Break.
Hey, what's up? This is Jacob.
What's up? It's Dan.
What's up? It's Trevor.
And it's Eric Michael, and it's time for Boy Band Break, baby. Let's go!
Bam, 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 bam.
Welcome back to Boy Band Break, where we encourage you to take a break from your day and join us in some boy band conversation. As always,
I'm Cinzia.
And I'm Lydia, aka Mama Lou.
Sophia is sick, so she will be back next week.
So she is feeling better.
Feel better, Soph. That was really weird saying it in unison. I don't know. Did you like that?
Did you guys like that? Did you hate that? Let us know in the comments below. Okay, what are we talking about today?
Well, we alluded to this a bit in last week's episode. Unless we played this episode first,
I'm not sure. It's all a mystery.
Mystery.
We turned off our autofocus, so we should be in better focus now. Yeah, fantastic.
Everybody needs to see this. Yes. So we as in Cinzia decided that I needed to go see another Pop2000 tour. Because I love my boys in O-Town.
Mm-hmm.
Love them. And also because BBMAK was going to be performing. And in Canada, we just got Smash Mouth. But in the States, for some of the dates, they got BBMAK. So we're like, okay, I want to go see it. None of the dates really worked. The closest one was on a Friday in Pittsburgh. But I waited till the last minute, and then it sold out. And then I couldn't find tickets, and I was kind of like sketched out. I'm like, what if I get fake tickets? I don't want to drive all that way for that, whatever. So I decided, okay, let's do Cleveland on the Thursday, but then all of my friends were in Raleigh, North Carolina for GalaxyCon to go see Nick Carter and AJ and Joy Fatone. So Sophia, when she's back, she's going to talk about her experience going to GalaxyCon. So that sounded like a very fun, packed-in day. So we'll talk about the thing. But anyway, so I had no one to go with. I was debating just taking public transit to Cleveland, because Cleveland is about 5 hours from where we live in Hamilton, Ontario, Canada.
Don't dox ourselves.
You've said where we've lived many times.
Okay, all right.
Okay.
Don't stalk me.
Anyway, so I didn't want to do the drive by. I figured 5 hours is a reasonable drive. I've driven 10, 12 hours in a day, going like Florida or whatever on our way heading down.
It is a 24-hour drive.
But usually there's other drivers. So then I was like, okay. And I found there was a bus that was going to take me to Cleveland. It was a 10-minute walk to the venue. And then there was a train not leaving until 6 a.m. the next morning that was going to take me back to Buffalo. But the crappy part is that the train and the bus station were in different areas. Like there is a downtown Buffalo train, but this did not take us there. It would have taken me to Dupuis, which is apparently like a 20-minute drive between the stations. I would have left my car. So it was just like annoying to me that I would have to like take an Uber or something to go all the way back. I would be sleeping in a bus at a train station throughout the night by myself. Which again, I'm 40 years old, so I feel like I could do it. Having been to Cleveland, I now see why I would not want to do that.
No, Cleveland's scary.
Our relatives live in Willoughby Hills area, which is outside of Cleveland. It's nice, but there was a lot of interesting characters in the downtown area, so we'll get into that later. So luckily, my lovely sister Lydia decided that she was going to come on the road trip with me. So she came.
I decided? I was coerced, guys.
Do you understand that I literally asked every person I know
to come
to this? Like,
I saw. You even asked the O-Town Facebook group.
I asked my mom, but she was going to Canton, Ohio the next day. I asked my friend Gina, but her husband had a medical appointment. I asked Olivia was on a cruise in Alaska. She wouldn't have come anyways. But and Josh was teaching summer school, so he couldn't you're not allowed to take days off when you're doing summer school. So there was literally, it was not.
And you even asked.
And then I randomly asked, I joined an O-Town fan group
on Facebook.
Did not know any of these people and just threw it out there to see if anybody wanted to carpool. Obviously, because I just joined this group, but Anyways, Lydia decided, okay, you know what? I'm going to take one for the team. I'm going to come. So
it's okay. Cinzia took me to Trader Joe's. So
Yes.
an American place I've wanted to go to for some time. So I was like, okay, I'll take one for the team, but also we'll go to Trader Joe's.
Okay, I'd also just like to point out the fact that tickets to see O-Town in America are very cheap.
So cheap.
Not at all venues. Some of them, might be $60. That was not the case at this venue. In fact, a lot of venues are just randomly free, or they'll perform at a mall or something. And I'm like, we don't get that here. So in Canada, our cheapest ticket was like 100 and something, about 100, or maybe 50 in the. It was not cheap. We got them. For free.
We never get cheap stuff here. Like they. I was gonna say tooth and nail us. They nickel and dime us.
Got free tickets because Alan got from the casino.
Okay, yes.
But Sophia and I ended up paying about $100 or something.
Alan is a high roller.
Anyways, it was not. So anyway, Cleveland, the tickets were $35, but then they had a special where you could get 4 tickets for $80, thus making the tickets $20 each. I ended up going with that one because I was like, maybe somebody will want free or cheap tickets. That did not work out for us.
We did.
We reached out to our cousins that we have not talked to in years. Like, hey, we're coming to Cleveland for the day.
Would you like to come to an O-Town concert?
One said no, not my type of music. Another one, her kids were busy. The other one was going to meet up with us for dinner, but then timing-wise, it didn't work out.
Yeah.
Work. But yeah, so we're like, whatever. Because to me, it was bothering me. For $10 more, I could get 2 additional tickets. Then we ended up not using them.
You lost $10.
It could have worked, but it didn't.
Okay. All right. I mean, you know what? It's a gamble. Life's a gamble. Digress. You're right.
Anyways, if it did work out, it would have worked.
Yeah.
So I was late getting up, and then Lydia and I went to go to Bulk Barn, which if you are not from Canada, very fun store. It's like literally bulk. It's a store that just has big bulk containers of random things.
And they have like little shovel.
Items. You have a little scoop there.
And they have your crappy, flimsy plastic
bag. So you get like candy or like Henry bars or like broken nut log.
Yes.
And like other random things.
Oh, that's me. That's me. Just ignore me. Go ahead. That's my go to bed alarm, but I never listened to it.
So anyway, so we got there. We got a bunch of candy. Got in the car. Took off. All was going well. Then we got to the border, and the line, we were lined up over the bridge all the way past duty free, and that took us a good, hour?
Yeah,
hour and a half. Hour and a half.
That's it.
To get over the border. So that threw off our schedule a smidge. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, I know it did.
It's annoying.
Yeah.
Oh my God. The guy,
the border crossing guard, so funny.
No, not that guy. Before that guy.
Oh, do I have pictures on my phone?
Do you have pictures?
I did attempt to take pictures.
So we're just bored and waiting in line, trying to get up to the front. And then I noticed ahead of me, 2 or 3 cars ahead of me, is a dude on a motorcycle. Like one of those bigger kind of motorcycles is the more stable. And he just decides he's just gonna stand beside his motorcycle because I guess it's hard to balance when you're just sitting there. Or whatever.
Yeah, I guess it can be a little boring.
And then he was wearing what I want to call snow pants, but the ones with the suspenders. I guess it's kind of protective gear.
Yeah.
Or so you don't get road rash when you fall off your bike or whatever. But I guess he deemed it to be too hot, so the man started stripping at the border.
He did.
And Lydia lost her ever-loving mind.
It was beautiful, guys.
And it was hilarious. And it was not like he was stripping down to underwear. He was stripping down.
Well, we didn't know at the time, okay? All I saw was an attractive man on a motorcycle.
Suspenders
and I was like, holy shit.
Lydia's like, oh my God.
Holy shit, what's happening?
And then it turned out he had full-length jeans underneath. And Lydia was just... And then he and I was like,
what
oh
in
God.
The world is this shenanigans?
It was like fucking Magic Mike was in front of us for the way this chick was reacting.
But also... It was a big tease. He was a big tease. I may have deleted the pictures.
So that your husband
I may no. Well, I feel no. You know what? I think I sent it. You know what? I may have sent it in our group chat. I think you know when you can take when you're in a group chat on Facebook and you press a little cheek. I don't even remember which group chat.
I don't know either. But
okay,
it was very entertaining.
Please. Okay, I do not have the photos.
So Lydia was just this
is great start.
She's like, this is great. This day is gonna be amazing. And then Trevor's gonna take off his shirt, and then everything's amazing. So we get to the border, And the guy's like, where are you going? And we're going to Cleveland, Ohio. And he's like,
Why
are you going? We're like, to a concert. What concert? Like, O-Town.
O-Town.
And then he's like, who? And we're like, O-Town. And he's like, so Lydia
like,
said Liquid Dreams.
Liquid Dreams? And he's like, what?
He's like, what? And then I said something, I can't remember which one I said, but it wasn't important. But then the next song that I decided, because I honestly can't remember the second song I said, but it was not one of the popular
ones. It was not
ones.
one of their popular ones.
So instead of, like, All or Nothing or, anything Love Should
else?
Be a Crime. No, I go, Love Should Be a Crime.
Yeah,
and I'm like, why am I talking about crime to a border guard? And he's looking at us like, what's wrong with you guys? And he's like, oh, okay. We're like, they're a boy band. And he's like, oh, okay. And he's like, okay, how long are you staying? I'm like, oh, we're coming back tonight. He's like, isn't Cleveland far? I'm like, it's only like 5 hours. And he's like, and what time is the concert? I'm like, 7? He's like, you're coming back tonight. I'm like, yeah, I have to work tomorrow. And he's like, oh, okay. Have fun. And we're like, okay, cool. So we take our passports back, and my window is still down.
And we're driving
away. And he goes, they're going to see O-Town?
We're dying.
Fucking dying.
Because he's like yelling to his coworker, like,
we're going to see O-Town? Like,
we're probably
for shame, sir. For shame.
The only Canadians that crossed the border that day to see O-Town.
I can probably guarantee that. But anyways, appreciate you. I just find that every time we cross the border for like boy band related things, there's always like some shenanigans. Generally, it's for Backstreet Boys, and they will know who the Backstreet Boys are. So there used to be a thing where we'd cross, and then Diane would be they used to like, how do you know each other? And we're like, oh, through the Backstreet Boys. They're like, how do you know each other through the Backstreet Boys? Like, did they get you? And we're like, oh, we met them at various events, blah, blah, blah. So anyway, after a period of time, after many years, Diane's like, can we like just say that we're friends?
Yeah.
We don't have to say we're friends because of the Backstreet Boys.
That's a whole
We're just gonna
backstory.
say we're friends and get over the border. So we're like, okay, fair. So we get to the border. The guy's looking at our passports.
What border is this?
Detroit.
For what? Sorry?
It was weird going to the Backstreet Boys.
Okay.
So anyways, we're crossing the border, and on your passport it tells you the city, right? So we obviously all lived in different cities, like Diane and me and Sophia were all different cities. So so we get up there, and he's like, okay, how do you guys know each other? And Diane has like one of those like grins on her face, and she's like, we're friends. And the guy's like, uh-huh. You don't live in the same city. How are you friends? And they were like, the Backstreet Boys. And then she's like, so bitch. Like,
Diane has a good point, though.
It was hilarious, though, and I appreciate it greatly. And then one time we were crossing the border from, I want to say Vermont-ish. We were going into Quebec. So I don't know, whatever U.S. state borders Quebec. And it was like this weirdest, smallest border crossing. Like there was literally like a little shack on the side of the road. And we're like, this is the border crossing? Like there was no security, there was no whatever. So we pull up, and the lady's like, what are you doing? We're like, well, we're Canadian, whatever. Who are you we're going to a concert, who are you going to see? Nick Carter. And then she just like gives us this like look of disgust. And then we're like, from the Backstreet Boys, she's like, I know who Nick Carter is. Like we're like, oh, excuse me, man. So
that was like a
she was like
disconnection.
I was like, well, I have no idea what's going on.
Disgruntled lover.
I have no idea. But anyways, so it's always entertaining crossing the border and telling border things. But we were dying. He's like, O-Town.
O-Town. So anyways, so we drove to Trader Joe's.
So yes, Lydia's like, okay, let's go to Trader Joe's. Oh, we have some pictures.
We do. Sorry, if you hear my cat like meowing in the background, she is fine. She's just very noisy. She's a Siamese cat, and she just likes attention. Magame, come here.
Look how cute we are. I had my hair dyed that morning, so I had my new red. So Lydia had never been to a Trader Joe's before, so we decided we would stop.
I'm very excited.
We'll take a picture of all the flowers. I don't think we took any other pictures.
I bought $90 worth of things, which ended up being $120 in things.
I bought $60 worth of things, which 40 of those were for Josh.
Oh god!
So really,
it was delicious, though, guys. I would go back again.
Lydia got a whole bunch of spices.
I felt like a pirate in like the medieval times. It felt great. I was like, I'm importing spices to my country. I got gochujang, which is like a Korean spice.
Oh, did you see what's his name?
Yes, yes, I did. Yes, I made like how because on TikTok you always see like I don't know, maybe I'm just served Korean ads, but I'm just like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go to John. It's like a spicy ketchup.
Okay.
But you mix it with stuff. Anyways, I got a lot of spices and I was very excited about it. Some of them weren't great, but I'll tell you about that later.
Right.
Okay.
So we got from Snacks for the Road. So we got the almost everything bagel sandwich crackers with cream cheese filling, which were not bad.
Dish.
And then we also got just a handful of olives.
It literally
is literally just a handful of olives, just like the regular small little green olives.
Pitted Manzella olives.
Just if you just need an olive snack.
It was pretty cute, actually.
Which ended up working for us because we ended up not stopping for dinner.
Yes.
Because here's this in the car.
Oh, we're so cute.
Some of our snacks in the bag.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so there. So anyway, so I don't know how many people drive that stretch of the New York State.
Very like meta. We're like, okay.
Wait, hold on, let's put our faces real quick. Anyway, so
I can't do it.
We were driving to the thing, and about an hour and a half over the border, there's this stop, and it's
Eden
Angona area or Angona. It's a rest area, and you go on one side and you cross a bridge, and then on the other side there's a McDonald's and a giant bathroom area and like some other stuff. And this McDonald's is accessible on both sides. So on the other side you don't have you do walk a little bit, but you're not over a bridge. But this one is like a bridge over the highway to get to things. We have been stopping at this rest area
since we were children.
Forever. And then there's this sign on there with where the sink is, and it says, "Don't wash your hands." So then I always take a picture pretending that I'm washing my hands and sad that I can't wash my hands. And our friend Gina loves that. So every time I go there, I take one of these pictures. So in my head, I was like, I'm going to do it. So before we left on the trip, my boss, Michael, he's like, oh yeah, the McDonald's is gone. I was like, what are you talking about? McDonald's is not gone.
Doesn't go.
He's like, yeah, it is. I'm like, okay, they're nutso. I'm like,
and even Nuna was like, oh, you don't go now. And we're just like, no,
yeah, they closed at the McDonald's, but you can still use the bathroom. I'm like, okay. So we're like, we're gonna prove these idiots wrong. We're driving. It's closed.
It's gone. It's gone.
The building is still there.
McDonald's.
The McDonald's is gone. So there's no food, no restrooms. All they have is the gas station.
No parking. They gated
off the parking area. I'm just like, what the hell? Like, this is the stop that everybody would go to. And now you're just like, not going to have the bathrooms. So Gina did find an article. Yeah. And apparently they're just renovating.
Sure. Renovation.
Like, this is during the summertime when a lot of people travel. This is a good bathroom area.
It's the best bathroom area.
So anyways, we did not stop.
They even have one. They had those pianos that would play themselves. And you're like, yeah, it's the good shit.
Yes. I don't know. It was a good place.
Great bathroom.
Yes. Lots of seating. Good times.
Lots of options.
So RIP. Hopefully it'll come back. But yeah, it was very upsetting. And I was like, surely these people are idiots. And
they're all lying to me about this particular McDonald's at Eden Angona. She's gone forever.
She's gone. Okay, back into this. Okay, so we did stop for gas.
Okay, go. Okay. I don't know.
Okay, so we stopped for gas, and then we ended up just getting a whole bunch of snacks.
Yes.
Then we did like I don't have those pictures. Do you have them?
I again took them in a chat. I don't remember whose chat we chatted with.
So I feel like one of our favorite things when we go to the States, especially on road trips, is to just get the weird food items.
Yeah.
And just like
I took my black phone. That's why. I left the green phone with my husband. I have two phones. One has data, one does not.
Because I hotspotted you.
You hotspotted me. So that's right.
I digress. So then we got like a bunch of beef jerkies, and we got like these things called cow tails, and some chips, and some really gross coconut water.
There's a lot of gross. There was more gross than
good.
There was
more gross than good. But, whatever.
America, you
There
crazy.
were these like voodoo chips, but I don't even know what the heck they tasted like. I expected them to be spicy.
Armpit, I don't know.
It was weird. Almost like, I would have said they were almost like an all-dressed chip, but yeah, it just tastes like oniony and I don't know, it was weird. We got this beef jerky. One was spicy. We're like, okay, this one's good. The other one was Hawaiian teriyaki, and it was very pineapple-y, but also like,
you could not chew it.
It was very crystallized, I would say. I don't know. It was just like, so I almost choked on this beef jerky because it was just like, could not bite through it. It was so hard and thick with this like sauce. And
I literally spit it out the window because I'm like, either I spit it or I choke on it. Yes. So it's going out.
And then they had these things called cow tails, and they were like $3 for $1. And I was like, all right. I just for some reason assumed they would be caramel or something, but they had like stuff in them, and they were chewy, and they were all terrible.
Oh, that's awful.
Because then, like, or maybe they were just old. Maybe they don't normally taste like that.
No,
but
I think they're just gross.
Crumbled in your mouth as you took a bite of it.
Nasty.
You had like a caramel apple one, which was gross.
The Oreo one I had.
The Oreo one was best.
Nope, they were all terrible.
And there was one that was like brownie or something.
Yeah, it was awful.
One of them actually had like a caramel consistency, but the other ones are just like crumble crap. I don't know.
Highly
Definitely
don't
not.
recommend. Just go to Trader Joe's, guys.
Yes.
Just go. You'll actually be eating real
And
food
we
there.
probably should have stopped for food, and we didn't because we were just like, we're just gonna.
We had no time. We had
really
no time.
didn't have like the border threw us off.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
also early. Anyways, back to our pick. So, anyways, as we're driving, I said to Lydia, "Hey, Lydia, that'd be a great idea. Let's look up BBMAK set list because they just posted it the other day, but I couldn't remember where they posted. Finally found it.
Mhm.
So, for those who cannot see this, so Out of My Heart, which is from their second CD, Still on Your Side, Next Time, I Can Tell. Those are all on their first CD. More Than Words is a cover. Unpredictable, Ghost of You and Me, and Back Here Again, all from the first CD. So we're playing these songs, and I was like, I don't know any of these songs. Like I forgot about Still on Your Side. Love that song. Love it. I have been listening to this a lot since I've been back, and I definitely really enjoyed it. So,
Good. I feel like
That's good.
your brain needed a refresher.
I was just like, what is this? But it's Back Here, obviously classic. All right, so then we get there. So first of all, parking is very hard.
Yes.
And there's like construction, and where the House of Blues Cleveland is, it's downtown, and there's
Near
this
a
like
park.
random park in the middle. And there's a bunch of one-way streets.
Yeah.
And then there's a casino, and I'm like, what
Yeah.
the hell? So we ended up like
Cleveland, you crazy.
twirling around. We couldn't figure out where to go. People didn't know because like the road was closed. Eventually, after many wrong turns and circling around like idiots for about half an hour, that's another thing that wasted our time. We finally just found one, and we're like, okay, we're going up here, which we had to go to like almost the top floor.
Of like a parking garage.
And then I was like, oh shoot, I forgot I was going to switch into my Cookie Monster dress that I got from Cake Worthy. So then I had to go back, change, whatever. So anyway, so we get in line, we see these girls. This one girl is wearing, oh my God,
It's okay.
so in sync shirt, and then one is wearing a Def Leppard shirt. So we're there, and at this point we're starving. And as we were coming in, we had seen a pizza place. So
Buy
I was
the
like,
slice.
I'll just come with you. And Lydia's like, no, you wait in line. I will go get it.
Because this is general admission. And the
And
line
like
had been,
when we originally drove by the first time, it was only like halfway down the building.
yeah.
By the time we parked, it was all the way at the end and a little curvy
Curving.
around the curve.
Yeah.
So Lydia's like, get a spot.
in line.
whatever.
Yeah, because you want to be good, want to get close, right?
Yes.
And so, do you remember how Lydia doesn't have data in America?
So Lydia was hotspotting off of my phone.
yeah,
But that only works if you're like near each other.
you have to be near each other. Yeah.
So
So Chinley was like, "I'm hungry. Go get me food." I'm
I
like,
did not
"Okay."
say go get me food. I said
Okay.
I would go. And then you stay here. I'm gonna go.
Who you have the tickets?
Just
What am I
right
gonna
there.
do?
I'm like, okay. So
So I'll take over this part because
Yes,
I
you
was
take
actually
over.
in this part. So I'm like, do. I thought that the pizza place was closer because in a car it passed by very fast, but on foot it is actually quite far. So I was like, pizza place, and I passed by some place. I passed by a Taco Bell Cantina. I was like, ooh, and I passed by some other places. I'm just like, all of these places would be better than this stupid place that I'm going to. But I'm like, Cinzia wants the pizza. We got the pizza.
you're the one who said pizza.
You said the sliced pizza. So I was like, okay, fine. So I went to like this pizza place, and let me tell you, it was like gross inside. You know, when like flies are kind of like everywhere, and like the doors open. And then like the lady was like making a pizza, and she was just with another customer. And I don't know if you guys remember this movie, Love Actually,
Yes.
with
Mr.
the Mr. Bean, where he was just like could this guy? So let me set the scene. Alan Rickman is cheating on his wife, and he went to the mall to go get his mistress a necklace or bracelet, right? So then, so Professor Snape was like, "Please wrap this up," and Mr. Bean was like, "Okay," and like he was just like fluffing stuff, like curling ribbons, and so like
Holly.
and then like Professor Snape was like, "Oh my God, my wife's gonna see this! Hurry up, right?" And just like so he's just like taking his time doing stupid shit. So anyways, so I felt like that's what was happening at this pizzeria because like she was there like dressing a pizza, she was right? Chit-chatting with the customer. I'm just like, I have somewhere to be. And so I'm like looking around, and then the pizzas were like $7 a slice. I'm like, this is ridiculous. I'm like, there's flies flying around in this thing. So I'm just like, absolutely not. So anyways, I left, and I was like, this is ridiculous. And I'm like, I'll go back to the one place I know there is safety. Taco Bell. Listen, guys, this is a Taco Bell body, okay? Taco Bell has been very good to me my whole life. So I was like, all right.
Even won free tacos for a year. I
did. Yeah, when I lost my job, I got free tacos for a year. Unrelated.
Not related.
Yeah, it was a new Taco Bell. Anyways, so I was like, I'll get Taco Bell. Cinzia loves Taco Bell. You love Taco Bell? Yeah. Okay, good. Okay, so I was like, okay. I'm like, I cannot screw this up at all. So then I was like, I had like my little like,
I had given her cash.
She had given me cash, right? And then so and then like, I went on this trip, and then I'm like, I'm not gonna cost my husband anything. It's gonna be great. And then I'm like, I went to the cantina, and they're like, oh, this is a cashless cantina. I'm like, shit. So then I had to put it on my Visa. And I'm like, okay, I can't spend a lot. What can I get that's very cheap? So I'm like, I know, a cheese rolly. So they just literally like roll.
They're literally tortillas with cheese. Shredded cheese that they have melted.
Yeah.
And they're about this big.
They're about this big. And I was like,
very tiny.
And I'm like, I'll just buy something small because we'll probably go out after the show. Was my assumption. So I got 2 of the rollies, and I got like a drink, right? So I was like, okay, this is a cashless cantina. Surely this is quick service. No, it was not quick service because
there other people there.
It was like abandoned. I'm just like, there's no workers here. There was like one lady eating a taco, and I'm just like, did I just I'm like, is it a computer gonna make this, right? So like I ordered it, and then I heard, and this lady came out from the back, and then she was like slapping tortillas together. She was not happy to be there, and I'm just like, oh god, because you guys don't understand. We are in the post-COVID climate of you cannot be rude to you should never have been rude anyway, but food service people, you need to be glad that they showed up. So anyway, so I'm like, I can't be like, oh, the service is terrible. I have to be like, thank you, I'm so sorry, you were probably on your break, I'm so sorry. You know what I mean? So it's a sign of the times, guys. It's a weird time. Anyway, so she made her little she was making this stupid tortilla thing, and I was like, thank you. And then the bathroom was locked, and I was like, I gotta piss so bad. Anyways, and I was like, I gotta get back to Cinzia. She's freaking out.
I am now freaking out because we're in downtown Cleveland, which again, it was daytime. It wasn't like it was whatever. But she has been missing now.
It's been some time.
At least 15 minutes. I started getting the palpitations, and it was like, then we had turned the corner. Then it had been about 20 minutes, and then these girls.
It was not done with intention. I hope
these girls are like, where did your friend go? And I was like, don't know. And I'm panicking because
there is no way to contact.
There's no way to contact Lydia. And and then I was thinking like, oh, the Cleveland kidnappers.
There's no Cleveland.
Oh, really? Those 3 girls that got. We ate ribs with this dude.
Yeah, but they got kidnapped over several periods of time.
Yes, I'm
and
aware.
That guy is gone.
Yes, I am aware.
Okay.
But now I'm just like, oh my god, what did I do? I sent her out by herself. Should have gone with her. I'm stressing out. I can't message Lydia because of the hotspot thing, and also because on Lydia's home computer, she is probably signed in, and then her husband will see. Lydia, where are you? Are you kidnapped? And I'm like, great. That's all I need is for Kenny to think that I've killed Lydia or got her murdered.
Came back without your wife. Ah! And then I talked to Kenny later. I'm like, would you have been mad? And he's like, yeah, I would have been mad at your sister.
So now I'm just like, I can't let Kenny know. And then I'm texting Diana, I don't know what to do. She's been gone 25 minutes. It's going to be obviously I'm not going to go in without her, but I'm like, is she murdered? Do I just leave the line and try to find her? She headed in that direction. So as I'm panicking, then I just see in the very distance, Lydia just strolling along with this little Taco Bell bag. I was like, this does not look like a slice of pizza. No. And it doesn't look like, unless she fucking made the tacos herself, I don't know why she's been gone for so long.
Yeah,
I was ready to kill her.
I know. I felt so bad.
I'm going to fucking kill you.
Yeah.
So then she comes back. And she's like, oh, do you know? And then she's like, here you go. And she's like, oh, I bought this for $5. And I was like, I gave you $40. And she's just like, it was cashless. And I was like, okay.
Yeah,
So, needless to say, you can eat that in approximately 2 bites.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a 2-bite taco.
It was, yeah.
I wouldn't even call it taco because it's literally just cheese.
To be fair, I was like, you said you didn't like Mexican pizza. So I was like,
the Mexican pizza an option?
it was an option, but you said you didn't like it.
I didn't say I didn't like it.
Do you like the Mexican pizza now?
Yeah, I don't mind it.
I could have gotten you Mexican
But
pizza.
also, really, I didn't want to spill shit on my dress.
I know, you look too good. You did.
I really did not. But
Yeah, you did. This
Cute
dress is so cute on you. Anyways, please continue.
Anyways, so I digress. So then we're like now, like we are 30 minutes in and we have not even got to the concert. Okay, so
So we were reunited.
so
We
we're
ate our little
reunited.
snack.
As we're like walking in, we get in, whatever. So now we're inside.
Okay. So then what happened?
Okay, so we were chatting with these girls. Oh, okay. So then the girl in the blue was like, oh, I'm so excited for this concert. I'm like, yeah, it's a good show. I've seen it a few times. She's like, I hope Ryan Cabrera's first. And I was like, I don't think Ryan Cabrera's at this one. And she's like, yeah, he's on the poster. Oh, the poster. Yes.
By the way, we will share. It's okay because you can always click on it and then share this tab instead.
So
There it
here it is. So hosted by Chris Kirkpatrick. We have O-Town, BBMAK, LFO, Ryan Cabrera.
Right, where is on the poster?
So he is on the poster. Except that there were certain dates that he was not going to be at, and this was one of them.
Yes.
Which is another reason why I wanted to go to Pittsburgh, because I missed Ryan Cabrera at the Niagara Falls one because we were waiting for Alan and Lydia, and they were at the buffet.
Oh my
Not your
God!
problem.
What's with me and food? I slung everybody down. Listen,
So, anyways.
okay, Alan took me for a very nice buffet, and then he had to go take some stops, so it got a long time to get to the cafe. So by the time I got to the buffet,
in our defense, we didn't know that it was going to start right at 8. I thought the door was open at that time. So
okay. In also your defense, this is a older crowd.
yes.
Was used to being on time. Like I feel like the younger generation of people were more forgiving, but like the boomers are like, I left the buffet for this, you know. So, anyways,
So, I digress. So anyway, so she's like, I'm gonna cut a bitch if Ryan Cabrera's not here, and then I was like, oh, maybe he is here. And then she's like, I'm not actually gonna cut anybody, and I was like, okay, well he's not. I go, yeah, maybe he's here. I'm like, he is 1,000% not here.
Oh,
so
dear.
I'm like, okay.
You don't want to be the bearer of bad news.
Yes.
Though. Yeah.
So then I thought this was kind of nice because once we got inside, it actually had set times.
Oh, that's
It had some guy named DJ Sparky B. So he was playing some hype music, and then it said BBMAK was 8:05 to 8:35. This was a little bit later. And then O-Town, LFO, and Kirkpatrick, 8:45 to 10 p.m. So I thought that's kind of nice. You could also upgrade to better seats in the upstairs area for money, but they did not sell any of those.
Shocking.
Okay, so you cannot see this. It's very blurry. I didn't realize, but literally, like within seconds of arriving there, who do I see but my lovely buddy Joel? Because I want to keep calling him Kyle, but that is not his name. So Joel is O-Town's manager. So I was just like, hey, so he's like, oh hey, blah blah blah. And I go, this is my sister Lydia, and then Lydia responded with,
hey, cutie.
and I was just like,
Because
she's
he's so cute and
like,
little.
guys,
He's adorable,
like
man.
Joel is adorable, and I love him, and he's not much taller than us, and he's just like.
I don't know. He's
like a happy little guy, and he's like doing his thing, and he
just
keeps O-Town on track. He's their tour manager.
He's got like cool
He runs-
piercings.
He does. He had like a really cute little
Cross
cuff earring going
Beautiful.
on. So anyways, he's just like a lovely guy. So if you've not met Joel, super nice dude. And hardworking and awesome.
And
so.
you told me something interesting about him that I never knew. And that
Yes. So we heard this in the Trevor, I think it was the Trevor Pennick Frosted Tips interview, is that Joel and Trevor were actually friends back in the day when they were in college. And Joel is the one who heard about making a band and wanted to apply and encouraged Trevor to apply with him or come with him to the auditions. So Joel had sent in a tape and Trevor had not. And they ended up going. So because he had put in the thing, he was closer or whatever. But then the scouts came in line and then picked Trevor and brought him in to audition. And then Trevor obviously ended up making the band.
and now he's
Joel
in
did not. So there you go. But anyways,
This guy was instrumental in Trevor's life.
So there you
Had
go.
he not have been there, O-Town would never have taken place. So really,
You know what? We should try to get Joel on the show.
I agree.
Okay.
Love that guy. He's the best.
He is adorbs and really hardworking. So Okay, so there we go. So we're hanging out. Now here, this is the dress.
Look
We're in
great.
the bathroom. We're like, we gotta piss, so we went upstairs to where it was less crowded.
I don't know why I'm hiding behind you.
I don't know because I'm the fatter one. So
no,
yes.
no, I think because it was a hallway or something. Or
Yeah, this is in the bathroom.
Yeah,
yeah. So there's some shirts that they had. So LFO had LFO shirt. Which had two options. This one was really cute. We fit together. I'd not seen that one before.
No.
And this one just says because boy bands, which is cute. And then they have like kind of like the thank you shopping bag, but it says boy bands, boy bands, boy bands. And then it says Chris Kirkpatrick, you can get your ass kicked. Introverted but willing to discuss boy bands. And I got a BBMAK shirt, and then
That's another Chris Kirkpatrick one?
yeah, that's a weird
Little
one.
spooky.
Scary. Yes.
Yeah, okay.
So then they had after show meet and greets. So BBMAK. So and then they had Chris ones, and then they were selling some merch. Why are my pictures so blurry?
I don't know.
I gotta clean my camera.
You have to clean your lens, yeah.
Yeah. So they were selling like stickers and bumper stickers and things like that. You could actually get BBMAK to serenade you with a personalized video for $250. So that's quite pricey. BBMAK also had a pre-show thing where you got a picture, a Q&A, and some other stuff. I can't remember the price, but they had that. But then they also have the after show selfies where you literally just get a picture. So that was cheaper, more cost effective. Chris also had VIPs, but an after show thing. This man is named Lloyd. I believe he was with LFO.
He was very kind.
Very nice. I don't know how he is really.
I think he was a drummer. I thought he said he was a drummer.
Drummer, I believe.
Yeah.
I feel like he's done. I think I've heard Brad talk about him before in some other interview. So yeah, I guess he's part of the band, but he helps out selling merch and things as well.
Which is nice.
So there you go. So Floyd. And then so there's so the purple one was to get us in.
Yep.
Then I decided I would obviously get a Chris thing, BBMAK, and then Lydia convinced me that I needed O-Town.
You were there.
I know, but we had just seen O-Town previously. But yes, it was. You get a T-shirt and you get. It's a good. It's more expensive than it used to be, but it's still pretty cheap. So there you go. Anyway, so this is my view from the back of the crowd, and then Lydia ended up going. So she went upstairs. So as you can see right here, this area of the balcony is the VIP area. So like Jacob's wife. Oh my God, I've totally forgotten.
Coppola?
Chandler. Chandler was up there for a bit, dancing around for BBMAK.
Ah, cute.
So then there was this area here, which was kind of like all seating, and then there was this on the other side, and I believe that's where Lydia was. So
I was in the middle.
Technically, Lydia. Oh, you were in the middle.
I was in the middle, first row.
How the hell did you get to the front row of the middle?
I just asked if I could sit down.
But there were people already sitting in that area.
Yeah, well, I got cozy with some
I
people
thought
there.
you said you were side stage.
No. I was very front.
Oh my God!
I wasn't front center. I was front to the right.
Okay.
But like it was still like okay. So if we look at here, there was this.
Yeah.
I was like facing
you were
front. I was facing forward. Yeah.
So I kept trying to figure out
and
if
I
it
got
was
air conditioned. It was the
I know. At one
seat
point in the
ever.
middle of the concert, I debated going up to see you.
You
and
should
just
have.
sitting there. But I was like, maybe I can get closer. I did. Spoiler alert, I did not get closer. I got slightly closer, but not much. Anyways, here's Chris on stage. This is Brian McFadden. He was on MTV back in the day.
Okay.
Chris and Brian are making a new podcast.
They announced that at
yet. He's announced it a couple times.
Has he?
Still has not brought it out. It is called Name Drop.
Oh yes, that's right.
So they are going to talk to like celebrities and name drop, I guess, and stuff.
Okay.
So I don't know if he was on all the tours or if he just randomly came to Cleveland. I don't know, but so he was there. Again, we grew up with much music, so we have no idea who this man is, but he was like a VJ. And this Muscle Mark. So Mark came out. So yeah, so this is BBMAK. And we said Dimples was Steven.
That's right.
And then Christian is on the end.
You got it.
Go. So yes, so BBMAK pretty much just stayed in the same three like formation there, like because they're playing guitars and they have their microphones. So they didn't really dance or anything. Like they kind of like moved around and stuff, but they were not like obviously not like a boy band choreographed dancing because they were playing instruments and being there. So,
yeah, that's true.
But I feel like they had a good command of the stage. I feel like a lot of people knew where they were. especially like the main hit songs, people were singing aloud in the crowd.
Yeah.
Also ahead of time, like because they kept saying that like they had these tickets for sale, I honestly did not think there would be that many people at this concert.
Yeah.
On the floor, it was packed in the pit, and it was packed all around the bar area. And then when I saw a little bit upstairs, there was a bit of a crowding area where Lydia was sitting, but she had like theater seats and stuff like that.
It was beautiful. I even had like a pipe where I could like rest my hand while I was recording. And I had the two lovely ladies beside me who were grabbing my hand and singing to me. It was wonderful. I loved it.
Beautiful. I had an NSYNC fan behind me who was also Motown. Oh my God, I wrote her name down and I forgot what it was. Lovely. She was fun during the concert. So I did have people, and there was like a guy and his girlfriend in front of us, and he kept going to get drinks and stuff, but like everyone respected each other's personal space.
Ew.
And I get it, and I know that's great, but I'm just like, I want to be closer. Like I have this thing where I need to be as close as humanly possible. And I saw some
eye
pockets.
contact. You need the
I need the eye contact.
I got lots. It was great.
I know, and that's why I was like, I should just go up there. And I was just like, ugh. But then I didn't want to lose my spot, and then I was like, maybe I should. I don't know. Anyway, so I'm short, and I was at the back of this crowd, so I was probably like 8 or 9 rows back, I guess. But it was just like not my jam, man. And then especially when like more important songs were up, and everybody had their kit. When Chris came out to do his part, I'll show you in a second. But as you can see, there's like a few hands, but not a lot. So here we go. We got her O-Town performing.
Yeah.
Trevor did not take off his shirt.
He did not take off his shirt. I was like, and like I was waiting for like a lull in the crowd so I could be like, take off his shirt. But like they just kept like talking and going and talking and going. I was like, there wasn't like a breath. Like they didn't stop for a breath. You know?
They're very like organized and continue.
They are very organized. So I should have brought the sign that said, take off your goddamn fucking shirt.
So this is their home. This is Dan's hometown of Cleveland. He was wearing a Yes shirt. He was very funny. These are really shit. I need a better camera, guys. I'm sorry, my phone camera sucks.
Make sure to send us some money on Kofi so we can get a better camera.
Oh my God. There we go. Our buddy Jacob's back there queuing up the next song on their iPad.
Yeah.
You know, I love O-Town.
No, you know what? At least they're out there and they're
doing
trying.
it. They're doing their jam. Then I took a picture of the shoes, which are Lydia's favorite part of the LFO.
I will say, are we talking about LFO now?
Yes.
Okay. Forever, I've been like, these goddamn fucking shoes. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, I hate the LFO portion because it's just like, it's so cringe and awful. But I will say, this time, I actually cried because he made it authentic.
Because normally
he has like this little spiel, and you're just like, oh my God, like this is so rehearsed, like this is so like it's so like, to me, how I felt when he would come on stage, I'm like, oh, he's like freaking parading these corpses around, like this is gross. I'm not a fan, but like I don't know, something happened at this that really like clicked. I think because he was actually being authentic, and like he was like tearing up, and then you're like, okay, if he's tearing up, I'm tearing up. You know what I mean? Like, but like when it's like very like, okay, this happened, and then this happened, and then you're just like, oh,
generally tears up.
Not really, no. It felt real this time. I think that's where I was like, whoa, like I felt myself tearing, because like to see a man cry is actually like, it's getting better now, but like it's, you know, not something that you often see, right? I think that's toxic masculinity. I think men obviously have emotions and feelings. I mean, they're human beings too. But it's nice to see like someone being real in such a world where we're inundated with such fake personality types. It's nice to see something genuine. And I was like, and that felt, that night, it felt like it was genuine. It totally did. I don't know. I was like, oh Jesus, this is like, I don't know. That was so I know that it's very weird for me to say that, because most of the time I'm like, oh, this fucking goof with his stupid goddamn shoes. But like, it actually felt like legitimate this time. I don't know why.
It's because you were in the front row and you were like listening.
No.
Okay.
He just the way he performed it.
It's true.
Was different.
Yes. Okay. Speaking of performing, I was just going to go through really quick.
Yes.
Songs.
Go ahead.
Up until this point. So
yes.
Obviously we already went through the BBMAK ones. So O-Town started off with Liquid Dreams, then Chasing After You, We Fit Together, and then Eric said, we want to fit in your hearts forever. I was like, okay, there, chump. Like, because that song is pretty dirty. And he's like,
Wait, for who said
we
it?
fit together. So Eric's like, inside your hearts forever.
Oh,
like,
yeah,
okay, there.
yeah.
Then there was that medley that I always fuck up the songs, but it has like Treat You Better, Get Your Freak On, I Need You Right Now.
Oh, yeah.
Freak On.
Mm.
Then there was, for some reason, there was confetti at this one. So Eric was like throwing confetti.
Yeah.
And then it was like Cry Me a River.
Yeah.
So then they did Skydive and then LFO. So he came out, he did West Side Story, which always, for the longest time, I thought the song was called Veronica, but it's not. That's West Side Story. Every Other Time. Freaking love that song. Then the Water Girl that night was Heather. She loves Brad and Dan from O-Town, so I guess she's been to a bunch of shows. So he started talking about Rich and Devin, and normally he asks for a moment of silence.
Yeah.
And normally he's like, okay, everyone, and then some drunk person's like, wow, or whatever, right? So what he did this time, which was different, is that he asked for praise and thanksgiving. So he wanted people to cheer and enjoy Rich and Devin and honor them that way.
Yeah, and he's like, make it loud enough so they can hear you up in heaven. You're like, whoa.
So maybe that's why.
I was like getting goosebumps.
Yeah, it was actually like, and I feel like that's almost better because I feel like it kind of brings it down, right? Obviously, because he talks about how they died, and a lot of people don't know that they died.
Yeah.
So when he was like talking about their story about like Rich getting leukemia and then Devin getting cancer, so people are like, oh, what? And, like, so there's still like a lot of people who don't know what happened. To LFO. But anyway, So so then he did Girl on TV and then Summer Girls. So there's the O-Town performing there. This picture I'm so good. Oh, that's why. Okay, so somebody in the crowd is giving Dan the finger, who I'm assuming is a friend. Or a fan. So he's giving the finger back to them. And I was just like, this is hilarious.
Oh, dear.
So I sent that to Gina. I'm like, yo, Dan has something to say to you. It was so funny.
That's funny.
But like, even
there's two of them. There's two of them.
Oh, okay, yeah. So obviously they were like people that he knows.
They're probably razzing him.
They're razzing. Like, because he was not mad. Like, even though his face looks really weird in this picture, he was laughing.
Yeah.
Back to them. So I thought that was pretty funny.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's them singing some more.
They're just singing a lot for some reason.
It's like it's a concert or something. It's crazy. Crazy. Okay.
Oh man, you need a better camera.
These are really shitty
pictures. Like 1990
Guys,
shit.
I'm so sorry. This looks like I fucking developed it at Fortino's in the 200 section. Okay, anyway, so then, sorry. So they did These Are Those Days. So that's when they come out and take like everybody's camera. These are the days. And then the people are on the stage and they like film. But then again, still couldn't get closer because nobody was moving. And I feel like I couldn't like squeeze through properly. And I'm like, when the guy had left, I moved up, and then he came back. I was like, oh, my girlfriend drank.
Oh, of course he did, yeah.
Anyway, so then for some reason, Jacob shouted out Omaha. I don't know why.
Must be a Ohio thing.
But it had nothing to do with Ohio.
It wasn't the OHIO thing?
No, that was different. That
okay. That was later?
That was later.
Okay.
So then there was another medley. Somebody Who Needs Me.
Oh yeah, that's very
lose yourself in the music.
That was
moment
awkward.
And Miss You More.
I was like, why are
they do that? They always do this medley.
With the Eminem one? I don't remember it.
Yeah, Mom's Spaghetti.
Yeah, I know. Okay.
That's one of their medleys.
Okay.
So they did After the Lights Go Out, which I fucking love that song.
Yeah.
But a lot of people around me did not know that song. I was like, whatever, I'm doing the dance.
Right, he's right down yeah.
God, I fucking love O-Town.
I really wanted them to do Hello World.
I know.
They don't do it anymore.
I feel like they've added a few songs on this one than when we were in Niagara Falls. I think because Ryan Herrera was not there. But I'm not sure.
No, yeah, maybe they have to like cut it out. Or do an audible, as Eric says constantly.
He said it one time.
No, he said it this one too.
Oh, did he?
Yeah. Oh. And I was like, oh, but the audible was the medley, so this isn't an audible.
Yeah, I don't know. Then Playing with Fire, and I go, and then that also cuts into like, I throw my hands up in the air sometimes, saying, hey-oh. And then they had Heaven, I think, was also mixed in there.
That's a baby, you're all that I want. I think so. It's the same one.
And then Play with Fire. And then My Lovely Husband. So then they do Bye Bye Bye. So how it has happened in the past is they will sing most of Bye Bye Bye. Then Chris comes in for the last little stanza.
Yeah.
And then they usually do another song after that.
It's gonna be me?
Possibly.
Yeah.
So anyways, I'm expecting 1.5 songs.
Yeah.
That is what I'm expecting.
Yeah, that's fair.
So Chris comes out. Immediately, everybody puts up their fucking cameras.
Of course
I
they do.
cannot see Chris at all. So now I'm like, and it was great. So I just the girls behind me, which by the way, they were Chelsea and Aaron. And I said to her, I was like, just a heads up when Chris comes, because I knew the part was about to happen. Which is like when Chris comes out, I tend to cry. I'm trying not to. She's like, oh, I got you, don't worry about it. People at concerts are so lovely.
Very accommodating.
But anyways, I was like, okay. So anyways, so then it's the second Chris comes out, it's all fucking cameras. And I can't see shit. And I was like,
oh no.
So now I'm like all angry, crying,
Yeah.
and I was just like, what the hell? I came all this way for Chris. I should
Yeah.
have gone upstairs with Lydia. I should be looking down.
Okay.
I'm
You
like,
need to be close. You're
to be
Miss
close. I thought I would be closer, and there was no way to get closer. I was so
Yeah.
annoyed because nobody was moving. So I was like, okay, whatever. And like the girls in front of me, it looked like they wanted to move, but again, nobody else was moving, so we could get closer. Like, and I'm not talking about shoving and pushing people. I'm just talking about there are fucking gaps.
Yeah.
Let me get closer.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I'm not assertive enough, and I feel like I'm short and whatever. Anyways,
You're very assertive. You're like
sometimes, but not all the times. I'm like, I felt like I was out of it.
you weren't in
I
the
was in
zone.
my element. So
Okay.
anyways, so I'm seeing Chris, and I was like, okay, I'm good. And then so he does, bye. It's gonna be me. And I was like, okay. Then he's like, oh, this is a pop concert. Maybe we need some more. I'm like, oh my god. So then he did pop, and I was
Dirty
like,
Pop. Yeah. It was
so I was
amazing.
just like, holy shit, he's doing another song. So at this point, I'm like, okay, I'm good. I start tearing up, and I'm like, all right. Then he did I Promise You, which I have forever ruined for Lydia.
Every
And I
NSYNC
call it-
song, anytime the word "this" is here, it is replaced with Chris. Like in every song.
And then he's like, you've ruined all the songs.
Ruined all my NSYNC songs.
So it was This I Promise You, something just like that, and then that
Like this?
Yes. Something just like
This. You said that.
Is it this?
I want something just like this.
Okay. Yeah, that song. And then also the Kirkpatrick, Get Your Ass Kicked.
That
That
stanza from Eminem.
And then Trevor kicked his ass. It was actually very entertaining. Then I decided I would take a picture of me crying, just to be dramatic.
So dramatic.
Because I knew that Sophia would be sad that she missed out on the cry. Because it brings her great joy when I cry in Chris's presence.
It does.
And I try not to. I'm not normally the type of person who cries. But every time I see him performing with O-Town or whatever, then I just realize that their NSYNC is never getting back to
Yeah.
I want it so bad, and I don't want to put that bad juju in the world.
Yeah, I know.
But I feel like between the two J's there, it's not coming back. So every time I get, I still have a little bit of hope that one day, but it's just like, this could be all of NSYNC performing this, and this would be amazing to see this.
Yeah.
So that's kind of why I tear up.
Yeah, that's fair.
Anyways, and then they did Tearing Up My Heart, and I was just like, holy crap, that's a lot of NSYNC songs. So I'm like, cool. See, that one's a little bit better.
Yeah, all right.
So then Jacob decided he was going to do the Ohio cheer. So,
Ohio!
At least I think it's Jacob because my phone autocorrected the name to Jason.
No,
as far as I know, there is no Jason in O-Town.
No.
And then they did All or Nothing. So then they all came out for that. So all of the boy banders, BBMAK, everybody came out.
That part was amazing for me because I was so like I said, I was front row center, slightly to the right. There was like a little bar where I was like filming, and because like there's the bar and then there's like everything. There was like nobody in front of me. It was fantastic. So I was in my element, and I was like over the bar, like and they were all looking at me. All right, but they really enjoyed my passion. I got a lot of eye contact. I got a lot of waves. I was like, "Wow, this is a really good concert for me."
And the way that the balcony was, it really was close.
It was awesome.
It was like a pit. It was like pretty much over the pit.
Yeah,
so
it was
like
fantastic.
Yeah, so that was a very good.
So if you ever have an opportunity,
look at all these boy banders all on stage.
It was good.
Yes, singing their hearts out. Okay.
No eye contact with BBMAK. It was mostly Chris and O-Town and LFO. Yeah, I got all their eye contact.
Essentially everybody but BBMAK.
No BBMAK. BBMAK is like, no, you don't exist, Lydia. No.
Like, I don't want to be responsible for this girl falling off the balcony.
This crazy bitch. It was fun. I was not drunk. I was drunk on life.
Yes. So anyway, so this was now done. So now I went to go meet up with Lydia, and we had a plan to meet up at this thing in the lobby.
Remember how I said I had to go to the bathroom? I never went. Well, no, we did. We took a picture. I had to go again.
Yes.
Sorry,
I don't know how to close
That's
things.
yeah.
Okay, so anyway, so then I decided, you know what? There's a lot of people down here on the main floor. I'm gonna go up to where Lydia is. I'm gonna go to the bathroom up there. So because I had to pee really bad. So I went to the bathroom. Lydia, I didn't hear her in the thing.
I went to the bathroom and then I started chatting because the lady.
But you weren't in the bathroom when I was there. So you might have still been at your chair because I don't know. I didn't.
No.
In my defense, I did not go down to go look where your chair was.
Okay, which bathroom did you use?
The
Upstairs?
one that we used upstairs.
The upstairs. Yeah, that's the only bathroom. Yeah, I was outside the bathroom chatting with the lady who was behind us in line, and then I went to the bathroom, and then you were like, "Where were you?" And I was like, "I was here the whole time." But yes,
so
you're right.
So I get up the stairs, and this girl that I did not initially recognize, as I'm going up to go pee, I've come up the stairs, and she's like, has her arms out, and she's like, "I'm meeting BBMAK!" And then came and gave me this like giant hug, and I was like, "Okay, congratulations!" And I'm like, "Who the fuck is this person?" Then afterwards, it clicked. I think it was the girl that we were in line with.
Yes.
So anyway, so she was very excited. I was like, awesome. So I'm like, I went pee. I said, Lydia. Granted, I didn't say Lydia, but I just kind of like Lydia. I didn't see her in the bathroom. So I was like, okay, I got to get down to the lobby where Lydia is.
Yes. Was
Lydia in the lobby?
No, she was not.
No, she was not.
No, she was not. I was chatting. I'm sorry.
Is Cinzia's phone at 5% battery life and about to die? Yes, it was. Did I have 3 meet and greets that I'm taking selfies with my phone? Yes, I was. So I'm looking. So people are buying the selfies.
This is a very small venue, by the way.
It is not a large venue.
It is not.
Very small. So I'm like looking around, and I'm like, and now I'm having another panic that she's gotten murdered or kidnapped again.
I was just like,
that. What's wrong with her? And she can't I can't
love getting
again.
Kidnapped.
And I was just like, oh my god. So I'm like looking around, and I'm panicking. And there's this really tall guy. So now I'm like flipping through my pictures to find out what Lydia was wearing that day, to see if I could see her like outfit anywhere.
Oh no.
And I'm like looking, and I'm looking, and I'm like, I can't see her. I don't know where she is. But she was supposed to wait by over there. And then we're like, look, I'm fucking losing my mind. And I'm like having a panic attack again because I'm like, if my phone died, and I'm trying to look outside, but I don't want to go outside if I don't get back in. And I'm like, I don't think she would have left because I have the keys to the car. So I'm like, where the fuck is she? And then I'm like, maybe I'll go check upstairs again. So as I'm like panicking and looking around it, and I start heading towards it, then she's just walking down the stairs like, oh, hey, Cinzia, how are you?
Hello. Because I was having a lovely conversation with the lady who was behind us in line. Then I went pee, and the security's like, hey, we're closing this off. You need to leave. And I'm like, okay. So that's why I was even ushered to the staircase. I totally forgot.
Chatting for
I thought you were just in the lobby waiting for me at leave. What was I thinking?
And to check that my sister was not murdered.
Yeah, I know. Again. Damn it,
Lydia.
I keep getting murdered. Oh,
Son
God.
of a bitch, man. You know what? Next time we do this.
I was grouchy, and I
was panicky, and I
was like, "Here's the battery pack. I will wait right here."
And they're just like, the BBMAK people. I'm like, my phone is gonna die before I get
You're doing that.
Okay, so I get the battery pack.
Smile.
And I was just like, because she's like chatting with these girls, and
everyone was my friend that evening. It was wonderful.
Great. So anyway, so I go inside, and I'm standing in the back of this BBMAK. And this other girl.
We're almost at an hour. Sorry.
But this is the meeting.
Okay. This is almost the end. Yeah.
So then we're like chat. So I'm like just chat. So I'm like stressed out. I'm trying to charge my phone. Carrie is there, Chris's manager, and then like they're like, okay, because I guess she also helps with the BBMAK people with the girl with glasses. Sorry. So they're just waiting in line. BBMAK comes out. I believe Chris came out at one point, but I tried not to acknowledge him because he was doing. Anyway, so we're in line. BBMAK had like this like really fancy clip-on, probably about the size of my phone, that you just clip on the phone and it just gives you light. So it's
those Europeans are like ahead of technology.
It was so good, and I was just like, so everybody's pictures were great. So like you would go in, and then I believe I think Christian was the one taking the things. Mark was in the middle. That's all I know.
Okay.
So anyway, so they're there and they're like, okay, we gotta have your camera. And they're like, camera on selfie mode, camera on selfie mode. Okay, then you go and you have the camera and stuff. And I was like, all right. And then I was just like, I need boy band break cards. And Lydia's like, oh, I got it. So luckily my camera had now like charged a little bit. So I'm chatting with this chick who is a huge BBMAK fan. BBMAK, O-Town, and then Avenged Sevenfold and something else. So it was like, and BBMAK had come to where she was to do a solo concert. So I guess during this Pop 2000 tour, they were also doing like random solo dates where they would perform a full concert.
Wow.
But she didn't go because she had tickets for this other thing. So then she ended up driving by herself like 3 hours to come to I think she was from Michigan or something, to come. So she was very lovely chatting. So then Carrie's like, she's the last person in line. You need to go in front of her. I was like, okay. I literally don't care, but that's fine. I'm just trying to charge my phone. So we end up getting to the front. So I'm like, okay, here's my phone. I'm like, hi, I'm Cinzia. And they're like, oh, hello. And then we're like, hug.
Hello.
I don't know why. So they're just like, oh, blah, blah. And then so I'm like chatting. And I was just like, oh, my friends and I have a podcast called Boy Band Break. If you ever want to be on it. They're like, oh, Mark will be on it. So now that I know who Mark is.
There we go.
Yes. So anyway, so they were just like, whatever, and then we're chatting, and then I was saying how like I came from Canada, I drove 5 hours to get here. And they're like, you came from Canada? Like, what the heck? And I'm like, yeah, we're going. Oh no, sorry. Mark was like, oh, I love your hair. Is it real? I'm like, yes, I dyed it this morning. And then they were just like very lovely people, and we were just like, and it obviously it's very fast, but we were like actually had a quick chat, and then we were talking about how I'd driven that far, and they're like, oh my God, you guys are staying over? I'm like, no, we're going like back tonight. They're like, you're going back tonight? Are you crazy? Like, you got to be safe, drive safe, don't get in an accident. I was like, okay. And and then they were like, oh, when they said my name was Cinzia, they're like, Cinzia? So I'm like, yes, it's Italian. He's like, oh, parlo italiano. And I'm like, not really. He's like, oh, blah, blah, blah. And he's like talking in Italian.
That's cute.
So that was cute. And it was just like a very cute, it was fun moment.
Yeah.
Oh, right, I can show the pictures.
Now you can show the pictures.
Okay.
All right, share this tab.
So, anyways, they were super lovely. Share this tab. So this is where there was couches, and then they came and they were standing here in the front corner.
That's
so
nice.
you were waiting in line.
Wow.
So yeah, so there they are. There's their little like light
That
up.
is quite the light.
It is like Jesus. The sun was there. So and then we took pictures, and then I gave more hugs. Like, he is very into hugging with a lot of fun. Smelled delightful.
Yes, you did smell like afterwards.
So okay, so then these are some girls.
Those are our fans.
This is Allison.
Yeah.
Yes, and her friend. Why is this so blurry?
Oh man, your phone
sucks. My phone sucks. So yes, Allison, shout out. Thank you
so
for
much
listening.
for coming and saying hi. It was nice to meet you.
Yes. This is Kim. So this was with the O-Town part. Okay, sorry. I'm gonna move back to.
I feel like perhaps you did not upload these in a proper fashion.
Because I wanted to put the boy bands first.
Okay.
So here we go. Here is my picture.
There you go.
So anyways, here we go. There's BBMAK. Delightful guys, very lovely, smelled great.
Yeah.
Were super nice. I thought it was great. I don't know, thing, but whatever. Anyways, good times. Also shorter than I thought they would be.
Celebrities usually are.
Yeah. So there you go. So then I saw Chris, but then they kicked us back. They're like, wait here for Chris. And they're like, no, go into the hallway. So then I got kicked back into the hallway. So I ran into Lydia again. And then because Chris had two VIPs, so he had the selfies, which they did not talk about. We just saw the thing. But he also had this one that was like almost, it's about 175 or $200. But it includes like a picture and then like a Q&A and stuff like that, right? So I'm like, I'm not paying for that because I have no money. So I decided
to just... do you remember that $40 I didn't use? I gave it back to Cinzia to use.
Thanks, buddy. So anyway, so what they did is the people that were doing the Q&A with Chris ended up sitting on those couches. And then the rest of us were in this line. So then they were going to get their pictures afterwards. So because it was in the same room that BBMAK was in. So I come in and they're like, who's doing O-Town? Like, yes. Carrie's like, get to the front of the line. I'm like, there was like maybe 6 people ahead of me, and I did not want to get to the front of the line because I didn't want to like randomly like get out. And I figured there's enough people for O-Town, so it wouldn't have been a big deal. So I just waited in line. I was in front of this guy who was the only guy meeting Chris. I'm the only guy here. I'm like, own it, dude. Like, he's a funny guy. And there was a girl in front of me who was all like, I didn't want to pay for the Q&A. I don't really care what it has to say, but you know, I just want to meet a member of NSYNC. And then she's like, Chris wasn't even my favorite. And I was like,
Oh.
I was like, let me guess, Justin? She's like, of course. Like, I'm like, of course.
Yeah, this seems
Like, this seems like a Justin. And she's like, oh, Chris was in my top 3. I was like, okay. Anyways, so we're standing in this line, and then Chris comes over, and he does this thing where he just kind of like kind of just scans the line to see if he knows anybody. So he just kind of looks, and he did this at that Zenny, Ohio one too.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, so I'm probably about halfway through the line, so probably like 8 people back, and he's just like looking, and then he's like,
aww,
and smiles and waves, and I was just like, I fucking love this guy. Like,
that's nice.
So awesome. So
That's
anyway,
nice.
so obviously, so it's always nice when Chris like recognizes and stuff. So,
Yeah.
So the girl in front did her like quick little picture and stuff and whatever. And then like, you know, she just like walks up and he like puts the arm around. Whatever.
Yeah.
So then I come up and I put my thing down. I come up and he just has his arms open and I'm just going for like a big ass hug. We're just like holding on to each other and rocking a bit, and it was great. And he's like, "Oh my god, I love your dress." And I was like, "Thank you." So yeah, so I was like, "Thanks, it's you." And I was like, I know somebody else was like, "You guys are matchy." I was like, "Not like he's wearing a blue shirt."
You're still blue.
Blue and blue. So anyway, so he's like, "I love it." Great. So we're just like hanging it. We'll take the picture, and then I was just like, oh, I went up to him, I'm like, dude, came 5.5 hours and going home tonight. He's like, okay, you need to drive safe and not like and pull over if you need to. And I was like, yes.
I know.
So I do appreciate the boy band's care.
Yeah.
So anyways, I was like, yeah, no, I got my sister with me. And he's like, cool. And then I said, what did I say? I said, when did you add all the other songs? Because I was getting through this concert totally fine without crying. And then I started crying again. So thanks again. He's like, sorry about that. I was just like, no, I'm like, I appreciate that you added the more songs. So I'm like, this is good. I'm like, is this because Ryan isn't here? Is that he's just like, we just added these other songs? And I was like, okay. So then I'm like, okay, so then we take the picture, and then I go to leave, and I'm like, okay, so one question. Mm-hmm. And he's like, what? I'm like, so he can sing with cats, but not with you guys? And he's like, he just kind of like rolled his eyes and shrugged. He's like, yeah, I don't know. And I was just like, cats. And he's like, yeah. I'm like, okay. So, all right. So then I went and picked up my charger because they were
talking about JC at this point.
So JC had just released a Meow Mix commercial with the Tabby 5. Meow, meow, meow.
They're cats that sing.
Meow, meow. And I'm just like, seriously? And I just have to say that twice in 1 week, I feel like I was cock-blocked, teased, whatever, annoyed by 2 members of NSYNC. Because we had that Meow Mix commercial with JC.
Yeah.
And then we went to go see the Barbie movie. They had the Trolls movie.
Yeah.
With Justin. And what is the new Trolls movie about, Lydia?
Boy bands?
It is about boy bands and how it used to be a boy band. And now they're trying to reconnect with the old boy band. And, you know, whatever. And I'm just like, so you can reunite with Trolls, but you can't reunite with an actual band?
You can sing with cats, but you won't reunite with your band?
So annoyed.
Yeah,
so annoyed.
That's right.
If NSYNC does not make a cameo in this stupid Trolls movie, which now I'm forced to see because it's about boy bands.
Oh God.
I'll be so annoyed. I'm trying to keep my expectations low. I'm trying to keep it really low, and I'm sure they won't be in it, but it's just really bothering me. It's almost like they're mocking the fans by doing this. Again, probably not the case, but whatever. So anyways, there's my lovely Chris. So then I come out again. So Lydia's just there chit-chatting with Allison, and I can't remember her friends.
There was so much good, like, juicy gossip. I was loving all of it. And I'm so glad that you guys let me in on it. It was fantastic.
Yes.
It was lots of theater majors were in attendance that evening, which was really interesting. I was like, I can see that. I can see, like, you know, the drama and theatrics, like, of boy band would appeal to people. That's good.
Yeah, for sure. It was a really nice venue. I thought the venue was
Everyone
cool.
was super friendly inside.
And they didn't kick you out, which that was my main concern because I didn't want Lydia to be kicked out on the street.
And then I had no keys,
so then I came back out, and they're like, okay, O-Town is down the stairs, so we had to go back into the venue. So like the way it is that the theater is on, like, the entrance is on this thing, and then there's steps down to the pit and steps up to the thing. It's like a weird split.
Yeah.
So we went down, and then everybody was lined up against the wall and around the bar. So there was a lot of people for the O-Town one. So yes. So then what they did, instead of doing the group of 4 like they did in the other one, they individually come out. So so Eric comes out first, and then after he does like 10 people, then the next one comes out. So it's kind of spaced. So they take their own individual selfies.
Okay.
they, unlike BBMAK, do not have their light things.
Yeah.
Just like the selfie lights or whatever.
Yeah.
So Kim behind me, because she's like, oh, we have tons of mutual friends and whatever, and she was asking about podcasts, and we're talking.
Yay.
And then there was some girls there that were not supposed to have the wristbands, and they're just like, we're just going to the bathroom, and they were like drunk. And then Carrie was like, get out! You're not allowed here. I'm like, Joel said we could go. She's like, I don't care. Go to the bathroom and get. So then she's like, so she was like so bad, and then she said to like Kim and the girls, and she's like, keep an eye and make sure these girls leave, which was really funny. But anyways, and right before O-Town came out, this girl at the front of everyone's just like tired and just like chilling.
Yeah.
Then this girl at the front of the line just starts like yelling, and I don't know who she's yelling at. I guess somebody may have said some comment about her or something, but she was just like losing her mind. I was just like, oh my God. And everyone's just like looking at what is that? So I don't know if she got kicked out or if O-Town just saw her first or whatever, but it was just like, it was weird. Everyone's like, what is going on? I don't even know. So we're just, so everyone's just kind of like chit-chatting with their buddies and stuff. So anyway, so Eric comes first, and then I don't remember the full conversations, but I pretty much told all of them that I pretty much said to all of them, nice to see you again, to remind them that I met them. And then also that we had driven the 5 hours.
Okay.
So
nice.
so we did that. And then we're like, why don't they have like the selfie things? And Joel's like, there's 4 of them. So I would need to have 4 of those lights. And we don't. And it's just like really hard to like charge them all. And then we're like, that's your job, Joel.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it was so funny. It wasn't the boys, it was the girls in line saying that.
Yeah.
It was so funny. And we're like, he's like, there's like 4 individual cords. I'm like, you can get like power blocks and you can charge multiple things at once. And he's just like, it's just, whatever. And it was just, oh my God, it was so funny. So then we had Jacob. So that's good. And then Dan's the man. Dan was about drive safe, be careful, blah, blah, blah. You know, my sister's here. He's like, okay, good, whatever. So then, and then Trevor was last. Trevor, how he did it is he had his phone and he had the light on his phone. So then he would put your phones together and try to do it that way.
I can see the reflection in your glasses. Yeah.
Yes. So he was at least attempting.
Yeah, that's sweet.
And it was so he had his little hat on. It was lovely. So yeah. So
and his shirt on.
He had his shirt on. Yeah, I'm sorry.
I feel like I need to like write in. Do they have like a?
You should just write on his Instagram. Like, Trevor, I was highly disappointed.
The last 3 shows, you have kept your shirt on, sir.
It's like you spoiled me last year.
Yeah,
and now it's just coming back on.
Come on, dude.
Maybe because this was an indoor show and not.
I don't care. Okay. I don't care if we're in Antarctica. I want to see them knit.
So, anyways, that is the end of that.
That's my only critique is that he just had shirt.
Okay. Yeah, so anyway, so that was that. And then we attempted to go get food afterwards. But the little it was like a little bar area. It was all closed.
It was a Thursday evening.
It was a Thursday evening. And at this point, it was around 11:30-ish, 11, I don't know.
Yeah, there was a lot of homeless people. Cinzia gave a $5 bill to one person. And then everyone flocked. And then we had to run. And then we just walked briskly. So I rocked briskly. And then this one lady's like, you hate me. That's why you're not giving me money. I'm like, what are you talking about? And I'm like, okay, we cannot engage any further. We just need to keep going to our car. Please.
So we got to the car, and then we couldn't figure out how to get out of the parking lot. We had to keep going up to higher, go down, and then to go down. It was a very confusing parking lot, but we made it out.
We did meet a very nice lady in the elevator.
Yes, she was lovely.
So we also gave her a card. So hopefully she's listening. If you're listening, thank you for making our day. You were very nice in the elevator because I was a little scared. So thank you.
So it was good. It was a good time. So then we got back. So then it just started. We're like, oh, we'll just stop for food on the highway.
Did not happen
because it took half an hour to get out of Cleveland, and then we could. Then there's just long stretches where there's no exits, and then we're just like, okay. So we're powering through, and I'm like, okay, it's 5 hours. We got this.
No problem.
About 2.5 hours in, I was like, we were near Erie, Pennsylvania. I was like, I do not got this. I was falling asleep. And he was like, hey, blah, blah, blah.
Come over, maybe.
And I was just like, no, we're going to keep going. So then I got my second win, thankfully.
We'll stop at the next McDonald's. Hey, there's a McDonald's. We'll just keep going. I'm like, oh, okay.
There was also weird fog patches for no reason. And I was just it was fucking ghosts coming across us. That was
really weird.
And then there was also this really long construction area.
Where it was so tight.
Very narrow. Yeah. And you couldn't tell where you were. because you know when they paint the lines when they're doing construction, they're not really the right spot.
And then
So
they
I'm just
scrub
like,
off some, but they leave the old ones.
and
And
I'm
you're
just like trying not to die and going, and I'm like, I will just try to go fast through this, but then that was stress. And then the fucking fog was coming, and I was like,
it was
oh my
very
God.
strange.
It was bad. So anyway, so we finally got back. Thankfully, it didn't rain or anything.
No.
It was mostly okay, the drive. Then we finally got to the border, and then of course we got to wait at the border again. I think this time was only like 20 minutes.
It wasn't as long as
It
last
wasn't
time,
like
yeah.
super long, but then we were finally over the border, and I was just like, I am still kind of hungry because we had just been eating like candy. Thankfully, the bulk barn candy came in because that's
Came in
what gave me
clutch.
my second wind because
Yeah.
I was just like, I'm fading fast, and Lydia's like, gummy bears, gummy bears. I was just like, okay. It's just like, you know what?
Oh my God, I kept getting like every yellow gummy bear. I'm like, they're all the shit ones.
like
I don't
weird.
know.
It was like, what was it?
Yeah, it was the pineapple one. I'm like, what the hell pineapple one?
I don't know. It was weird. But we're like, so the sugar helped us. We finally got over the border, and then we were like,
Pulled over at McDonald's.
and then there was a McDonald's, and I was just like, okay. And then I was like, out of it, man. I was like, the lady is talking to me. I'm not understanding the words coming out of her mouth. She's not understanding me. I think I finally ordered like chicken nuggets or something.
I was like, what do you want? You're like, I don't know. I'm
And I
tired.
didn't know,
And I was
and I
like,
was
the lady
crying.
doesn't know what you want either.
So then we ended up ordering and then pulling over to eat the food. And then Lydia drove the last
We switched.
45 minutes home because it was very much needed at that point.
I got a
because-
Grand Big Mac. It was
Yes.
the best. It was the best. I don't know, like maybe because it was late and I
and
was
we
very
hadn't eaten
hungry.
anything except the stupid little cheese roll up
Yeah, fuck. I know
and
it's
some
probably
random snacks.
Yeah, random gummy bears, but like I don't
Yes.
know. It has I need to quickly
Yes.
say it has like the substance of like if you're eating an actual big burger. The Grand Big Mac has a nice texture, great amount of everything. The onions
So
was
is the
annoying.
patty like a quarter
Everything
pounder
is
patty?
larger. The bun is larger. The patty's larger. There's more cheese. There's more sauce. It is quite grand. And
Grand.
it is, I felt like I'm like, is this like a luxury experience that like a? And I'm like,
And
am I
what time-
hosting?
this was probably what, 3 a.m?
It was
3:30 in the morning,
We got
I
home
think?
at 5.
Oh, did
We got home at 5 a.m. Yes. My
So
husband
this
was
was
like, what the
probably
fuck?
around 4:30 in the morning.
Maybe yeah.
Because then we're like, are you still breakfast? Or I don't know. We could make some
I don't
breakfast.
know. I could turn on the
Lydia's
griddle.
Lydia's like, can I have a egg McMuffin? She's like, oh, I guess I could probably do that. We're like, what food do you have now?
At this time.
And she's like,
I
oh, we
don't
got
know.
this
I'll have
and
to
that.
check. I'm like, do
She's
you
like,
have the
this-
Grand Big Mac? And she's like, yeah, I guess I could probably make one of those for you. I'm like, what is this fucking place?
I was just like, I don't know. Should you want a chicken sandwich? I don't want a chicken sandwich. Like, I'll just take nuggets. And then it was a very stressful, confusing time.
yes.
But you know what? We're good. So we powered back.
I felt very proud driving the last 45 minutes. I'm like, I'm the savior.
Lydia was the savior.
I'm the savior.
Did I fall asleep? I can't
You
remember.
did. You
I
were
just
out.
laid back.
You were-
I
and
was
then you
so
did
tired.
You're doing great. And I'm like, okay.
So we did bring like overnight bags just in case.
I
We
wasn't
were-
sure. I didn't trust
We're
you.
like, you know what?
I was like,
Maybe we'll be
something's gonna
tired.
happen.
I don't know. Maybe the weather will be bad. So we powered through,
Mhm.
save money,
We did.
get back. So
Yes.
then made it back. Lydia was carrying her Trader Joe's items and everything. And I was like, I still have to drive 15 minutes home.
8. You're 8-minute drive from my house.
Yes, normally,
Yes.
but a certain someone
Uh-huh.
didn't tell me I had run out of gas.
You ran out of gas?
Yes, because as I was leaving your driveway, I looked down to see how much gas we had, and the gas light was on. And I was just like, when did the gas light come on?
I never noticed.
And I was just like,
I just kept
has she been on this? Has this gas light been
Oh,
on? Because we were at McDonald's, there was no gas light on.
Oh, no.
So somewhere in that 45-minute drive, the gas light went on.
Whoops.
So I was like, great. Am I going to have enough gas to make it to the gas station? I sincerely hope so. So thank
I could
God.
have pushed you. You're like a
Thank
block
God
away.
I made it to the gas station.
Did you go to the Husky? Or
No, I
go
ended
to
up.
Pioneer?
I went to the Pioneer.
Oh, you wanted to
So-
save some money, honey.
I wanted to save some money. And I was just like, I could do Circle K, but I'm not going to do that. I'm
Okay.
gonna go Pioneer. So I did that. Thankfully, I put $20 in because I was like, I don't care. I'm tired. That'll get me home. And then I continued the rest of the journey. So I have now pulled
'Cause
into
I'm
my
like,
driveway.
Where the fuck?
It is now like light is the sun is rising.
The damn sun.
The sun is rising. I'm taking my backpack and all the because I put my sleep apnea machine out of the trunk. And as I'm getting a phone call, I'm like, who the fuck is calling me at 5 a.m.? And then I see there's like a bunch of mixed texts from Lydia. Being like, are you home? Are you home? Are you home? And I pick up. She's like, are you home? Are you home? I'm like, yes. I just pulled into the drive. Oh, okay. Bye. I'm like, okay.
I didn't know you went for gas. You didn't say, you fucking asshole, you left me with no gas.
I did, but you had hung up at that point because I was like, I had to stop for gas, and I'm like, I'm talking to myself now. So I'm like, I'm just gonna go to sleep. So yes. So anyways, overall, and then I tried to go to work the next day from home. And I did, even though Michael said to take the day off. And I was just like, yeah, I'm fine. I got this. And I was like,
it took me just like 3 days. 3 days to recover from that night. I will never do it again. No offense. I'll never do it again.
But it was a fun night. It was fun. You had good moments.
It was fun.
You were glowing after the concert. You had met a bunch of new people.
I do love meeting people. I do, especially.
And you know what? Like honestly, was really bizarre is that multiple people came up to us and recognized us from the podcast. And I was just like, and I just think we just talked to ourselves.
We just talked to the void. Yeah.
And I did not realize, but like I would say we probably ran into maybe like 4 or 5 people who knew who we were.
4 or 5 fans. Like, it was awesome.
I was like, oh, okay, that's pretty cool. I'm like, apparently we have listeners in Cleveland area.
It was
like,
really
that's
nice.
awesome. So
I had a great
really
time.
appreciated that. I feel like that was a lot of fun.
You guys really warmed our hearts. So thank you for doing that. You really are amazing people. I appreciate and love you guys.
And if you ever see us out at an event, please come up and talk to us.
Don't be shy.
Do not be shy. We are mostly normal people.
I don't bite hard.
We don't bite at all. Lydia.
Okay, I don't bite at all. Sorry. Okay.
Lydia doesn't go out much. I don't know. Trevor was there shirtless. She might bite.
Yeah, maybe.
Yes. So anyways, appreciate all of you. Thank you all for listening to our ridiculous shenanigans.
Thank you.
Thank you for driving the last 45 minutes so we did not die.
Is literally like you drove like 4.5 hours, and I'm just like, I'm the hero. Oh, such a goof.
You know what? You were, because otherwise we were sleeping in that parking lot.
Sleeping at the motor. Yeah.
Oh shit. So.
It was fun time. It was fun time, but I will, no offense, never do it again. Okay. Because I am older now. I am so old. My body's like literally. Yeah. I'm like, you know what? You know what? It kind of remember like that episode. Remember that movie of Harry Potter, the last one, where like Voldemort's like, that's kind of how I feel in my old age.
Sure. Well, you don't look it.
Thank you. Oh, I appreciate you guys. Okay, is there anything last minute things we gotta say?
If you can make it to a Pop2000 tour, you should go. It's a lot of fun.
It is.
And yes, I'm happy that we went. And I appreciate you and thank you for being there for me.
No problem, buddy. No problem. Anything for you, buddy. No!
But yeah, so yeah, and BBMAK, awesome guys and great job. So yes, okay.
All right, guys, if you went, please let us know in the comments below.
Oh my God, we forgot.
What did I forget?
We forgot.
Oh my God.
To tell you guys that if you have not checked out our YouTube page.
Oh, that's not the page. Not that one. That's the secret page. Okay, go to the top right. Okay,
there we go.
Okay, this
okay,
is it.
Go check out our videos. Lydia, so as you can see from Lydia's vantage point.
I have a very good vantage point, guys.
And her camera is apparently better than mine.
I have an Apple, you guys.
So anyways, so we have BBMAK performs next time. O-Town performing Liquid Dreams.
Oh, did you name these?
I did name them.
Okay.
Lydia was like, part 1, part 6. And I was like, these are all in random orders. That wasn't even the order that they came out.
No, was it really?
It was just like the most random.
I uploaded these at, like, while I was in bed. I put upload and I'm like, and then like that.
Fell asleep. Yeah. So they have More Than Words. We have BBMAK's back here. So again, so Lydia tried to focus a lot on, it's a really funny gif.
I know, just he's got this like weird maraca that looks like a martini shaker. Nice. It's very strange.
So anyway, so yes.
Because I said, I'm like, all right, I have limited camera. Who do you want me to focus on? You're like BBMAK.
BBMAK because we don't have any footage of them.
Yes.
So she did that, and thankfully she also did the Kirkpatrick part,
and then
which was great. But you did all of that, and it also went into All or Nothing. It dies during All or Nothing.
I know, I was so mad.
But that's okay because you got to experience the song at the end. And you get to see the whole Chris medley with O-Town. At one point, they made some sort of joke about how they should just be in sync. And I was like,
yeah, you know what?
Honest to God, O-Town, you're great. So anyways, you're going to check us out. youtube.com/boybandbreak. Make sure to subscribe to us because then you will see all these videos and we have new episodes every week. So anytime we're there, we try to get you guys. So there you go. Also, I don't have to share this, but because I don't know how to do it, but I also made, where's our screen? I also made a Spotify playlist because on our way to the concert, I was like, oh, I want to listen to the concert. We could not find the Pop 2000 anywhere. So I made one, and it is called Pop 2000. Oh, it's so blurry. It is called Pop 2000 Tour Cleveland 2023. So again, Pop, the number 2000 Tour Cleveland 2023. I'm going to try to link this in here if I remember. But anyways, that is the playlist in order of all the songs that played. Obviously not the medleys because they don't have those on Spotify, but all the other songs. So
that's something I'm going to enjoy in person.
So if you would like to just experience this Pop 2000 day, obviously there's no Brian Cabrera on this one because he wasn't at that event. But yeah, there you go. Listen to it. Go check it out on Spotify. I'm assuming you can get this playlist for free if you don't have premium.
I don't know how
I don't know how it works, but anyways, it was really good. And
like, follow, share, support us as much as you can.
I have been listening to this playlist, so I'm just like, this is good. It just brings you right back to the concert. So anyways, a lot of fun. So anyways, appreciate you all. Thank you so much for listening. And so
shall we wrap up then?
We shall wrap up.
Thanks for taking a break with us, guys.
Until next time.
Thanks for listening. Bye.